Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone.
What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Welcome in episode 361 of the Real Life Podcast, presented by the HGA Group. I feel like now that we're back in studio, it should be like from the HGA studio or something like that.
We should get a studio.
The HGA Thunderdome. Oh God, everything's loud in my. Okay,
you want that turned down?
No, all good. You stay put. Also, enjoy a bite of this lemon poppy seed twisty thing.
Yeah, I want
butter
some of
cafe.
I'm okay. I don't want to share food.
It is. It is there for the taking. It is delicious.
Shout out to the HGA Group, though.
Shout out
Here
to
to
Bread
make
and
your
Butter.
business better.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bread and Butter downstairs, right below our office, right below this studio.
Man.
Not entirely true, because right below us would be Dog Patch.
I'm extremely weak today. I normally have a very strong willpower to not eat all of the confections of the bakery.
This is so good.
But today I've had a muffin. Now I've had this lemon poppy seed twisty deal. And
I'm also trying to practice better willpower because I'm listening to a lot of Napoleon Hill right now. He's talking about
What's that?
the willpower, and I have none. You don't know Napoleon Hill?
Nope.
Check it out. Think and Grow Rich.
Sorry, guys.
That's your first homework.
All right.
there it is.
For sure.
Tyler tries homework.
I have a fun story. Yesterday at the Oilers game, second intermission, I'm going up the stairs to go get a beer, 1 BPP, because, weekday, got to keep it.
I had all plans of being 0, and I might have hit 2.
Wow.
Sometimes you got to.
You got after it.
That's why.
that's the
That's
game.
why I'm crushing the bakery today.
But that game, though, that inspires a higher BPP.
That was supposed to be game at 6 in the wrapper by 10 p.m. It did not go as planned. Anyways.
So I'm going up the stairs, and there's like a bit of a bottleneck at the top of the stairs. So I'm kind of stopped up, and there's this little kid sitting there. He's like, I would guess 11 or 12 years old. And he is licking the plum sauce out of his plum sauce
That's
container.
where the good stuff
Delicious.
is.
Yep.
Yeah. And he looks up at
Down
me
the bottom.
and his eyes get big, and he goes, oh yeah. Are you the Oilers Nation TikTok guy?
How old is this kid, you figure?
Like I said, 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Like young.
cool.
Did you share a lick of his plum sauce?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know for sure because you don't
dunked
share
my
food. You didn't
fingers.
have a lick of his plum sauce, I swear.
Did he offer you some plum sauce?
No, but he just looked at me and I didn't really know what to say. I've never been noticed like that by a child. So I just kind of looked
So that
at
kid's
him.
your son is what you're telling us?
Yep.
Potentially. I just looked at him and gave him like a little smile and was like,
Waz too got noticed at the
Wow.
Oilers game last night, or recognized. I'm happy for you guys.
Yep.
You're living my nightmare.
My dad and I went to an Oil Kings game a couple Fridays ago to go see Connor Bedard. And that was on a Friday right after Oilers Nation Radio, and someone was walking past me and they're like, you're Rem Chuck. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, Oil Kings -2.5 tonight. Let's go.
Oh,
And I was
no.
like, hell yeah, man. And then my dad was like, who is that? Is that one of your friends? And I was like, no, I have no clue who that person is.
It's just a friend you haven't met yet, man.
Yep.
How was Bedard in the flesh?
He was okay. Like, he's 16, right? That's what you have to remember. So every game's not going to be like slam dunk dominance, but you can tell like he's special. He skates so well. His edges are so good. His shot's really heavy too. Like he's going to be a legit NHL player. Like, he's going to be a star.
How is he looks wise? And yes, I mean that in the most shallow sense
Yeah.
possible. Is he an uggo or
No,
is he
he's
cute?
He's short. He's a short king for now, but he's only 16.
Short king?
Yeah, talking to the mic, Jay.
You're a short king.
Strawberry short king?
He's got
Yeah.
a nice flow. Looking
Yeah.
at him, Wanye, I
not
think
bad.
you'd appreciate a nice head of hair like that.
1 to 10 for a 16-year-old, what you expect him to grow into? What does my ceiling here looks like?
I'm going to say a solid 8.5, Wanye.
Okay.
You know,
Couple $100 million in his wallet can't hurt. That'll
I
bring him
think
up another
I think
1 out of 10.
I think the flow, like majestic flow on this kid, I think that could bump him up. You know,
Speaking of a transition to an Oilers related topic,
Okay.
I saw a photo of Connor and Leon, teeth broken, jumping into each other's arms after overtime. And I looked at the photo and I said to myself, these aren't kids anymore, Wanye.
Nope.
These are men. They have aged probably faster than they should because they're members of the OEG, but they are not little babies anymore.
I love that they did it together. Dynamic duo, both guys missing chiclets. I like it.
How did
He called him
Dry
his
lose?
ride or die. Did you
Yeah,
see
he
that?
did. Yeah. How did he lose?
I don't know. I missed it. Like, people were telling
I
me
didn't
about it in
see
the B-cast last night. They're like, Draisaitl lost a tooth too. I was like, what? When?
Like in the game?
I don't know.
I didn't notice
Just
it
knocked him
either.
out for
Breakdown.
solidarity for his boy.
Yeah. I'd like to see everybody knocking a tooth out.
That's leadership.
Could go with the toothless.
He
line
knocked
and
out
throw
one of his
McLeod up there.
tooth in solidarity with Tiger Woods joining the World Golf Hall of Fame because Tiger knocked a tooth out.
Yep.
I think,
That's how much Leon likes golf.
I think didn't Terry Ryan knock out his own teeth so he could stay up with a big club, not get sent down?
Why would
Come
he do
on.
that?
Or he did something. He did some.
I think you're referring to bum fights.
He did some self mutilation to stay up.
That's interesting, I guess.
Anyways, yes.
I saw that on bum fights.
Grandpa Wanye, you never hear him brought up, but he's a real guy. He pulled out all his teeth before he reported for World War II.
Why?
And when he told me this story, this is what you did, man. Listen, this is like, we're such wusses today. So he lives up north. He's reporting for duty or whatever, conscription. And what you're told to do is pull your teeth out so they don't rot out when you're in trenches. It's like, get your teeth pulled now, get a set of dentures from the military and go over there and live in the trenches and not have trench mouth, which is what lots of people got where their teeth rotted out. So my grandpa went over to his buddy's house who was in dentistry school. They drank a bottle of rye and pulled out all his teeth.
Drank a bottle.
And then he reported for duty and they put him in the Air Force, which had like
They put him in the
hot and
office.
cold one. Yeah.
You were.
And he was
weatherman,
like, but I pulled out all my teeth. And they're like, that's the leadership that gets you Air Force.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's dedication right there.
And you're like, but my teeth, I'll look so gross. He ate soppies, they were called. They're just bread, water, salt, pepper.
Delicious.
And it's like, oh, don't worry, you won't need your teeth. Odds are you're dead. Like, oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, the point of the story is Leon Draisaitl is a hell of a hockey player.
Yep.
He is. I forgot I wanted to bring this up too, just quickly circling back to the Oil Kings game, a good Yaremchuk and his father moment.
Yes.
First period, we sat down and there was too many kids around us yelling. So we moved to the quietest part of the lower bowl. And we separate during the intermission. We don't spend intermissions
Of
together.
course, no.
And then when I got to where we said we were going to meet first. So I sat down and he came next and he didn't sit next to me. He just we left a buffer seat in between us. So we didn't like actually really sit together for the game. We just kind of both like leaned the other way.
So what
and
is your
left
dad like? You go around, get a beer and run into kids licking plum packets.
Yeah.
What does your dad do?
Sometimes he goes to the store to see if there's anything for his grandkids.
Oh,
Sure,
that's nice.
your kids.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's
Tyler
about it.
Yaremchuk Jr. needs a new jersey.
Yep. And that's kind of what he does. Anyways, we had a good time
Every
and,
intermission.
and on Tuesday night,
Were you on the
Loves the
father
other
son
story.
kiss cam at all? At
No.
the Oil Kings? No, you
we were
weren't.
not. Tuesday night, the two of us closed down the St. Albert Curling Club. Made it all the way to last call. How about that?
How did that-
9:15.
The booze was flowing?
Oh yeah, it was our last
were the
curling
words
game of the
flowing
year.
then? What was the wind up?
He listened to his first ever episode of the Real Life podcast, kind of, because he wanted to hear the
Apologies.
interview with Ben Hebert.
We need to put it on. Oh, of course. This is what guests do, right? It opens up new audience.
Yeah, but he asked me to just send him the part with Hebert. So I cut the audio file and just emailed him the Hebert
It's just
interview.
you being like, I love you, father.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Anyways, back to the Oilers, because that game last night was a whole roller coaster of emotions.
Oh,
Started with plum sauce.
I started plum sauce.
Ended with an OT winner.
That was we outshot them 20-9. Like,
Oh, fuck.
it's like in the first period, we created so many good chances and then didn't score. And I was like, shit.
I was worried, legit worried.
I'm like,
Sorokin was standing on his head.
Washington's tired. Goalie standing on his head. He just kept him through that first period. They're going to wake up. And they kind of did.
I said Sorokin, I meant Samsonov.
Yes, I understood.
Yeah, he was standing on his head.
Samsonov.
Yes, it was a hard
It
out.
is, so yeah, it is
Hard
hard
out.
out, yeah.
That first period, goals or lack of goals aside, was probably one of the Oilers' best in months. I thought.
Yeah. And
Hey, jam.
I almost can assure you it was because of this, because he felt safe. But Zach Cassian with the bubble was going around and hitting guys because he knows there's no repercussion from it because of the bubble. But it was good to see that again.
Yeah. We were talking about that last night on the BCast, actually, how I knew he was coming back because I think Jack Michaels tweeted about it or whatever, but I saw he was wearing the bubble. So I was like, is he just going to be floating around? Because you have to imagine a busted jaw still sore /tender / whatever.
I was fully prepared for that to be like the next level of an excuse for Cassian, right? Like we heard the whole, there's no fans. He doesn't like that, blah, blah, blah. I was prepared for it to be like, oh, well, you just wait when he gets that bubble off.
Keep the bubble on.
Keep the bubble on, because that was one of his most effective games as an Oiler in recent memory.
And massive props to Brad Malone.
Yeah.
Hell of a game.
Yeah. Hell of a game.
Hell of a game.
You finding Jesus over there?
Yes.
What are you doing?
The fucking baseball lockout's over.
Oh,
Fuck. Keep talking about the Oilers.
It's been 4 days.
yeah. You missed one series.
Wow. That must be devastating.
Oh, no, there's only 187 games left before June.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you.
I'm happy for you too, Tyler, because I know how much. Actually, I'm happy for me because I'm going to be a big Jays guy this year.
So this is unbelievable, the storyline this fall. And I'm sorry I'm derailing this.
Oh, my God. It's a baseball podcast. Just a sec. I just have to find an ether-soaked rag.
So Jeff Passan is like probably the biggest insider in baseball, right? He tweeted out some news earlier today about the negotiations and all that. And then his account got hacked by some NFT group.
Yeah.
So his account immediately, his name is Jeff Passan, and it went to J.ETH Passan.
Yep.
And all of his tweets started just being like NFT
Wait. Why would NFT guys put up Ethereum?
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't get it. And like
normally that's the currency to purchase NFTs.
Of course. There we are. We're back on track. Go ahead, Chuck.
So his account was totally taken over by these like crypto NFT guys. They were tweeting all these links. Everything was changed on his account.
Did you buy some?
No. And then his account was gone.
Got to. That's when they're going to go up, when they're getting tweeted.
Yep.
His account was just gone. And his account returned literally minutes ago for him to triumphantly return. And
they're
tweet,
waiting for it.
Oh, this is unreal. And then he
now
tweeted,
hold on, your Chuck. Does he say the strike is over? Buy my NFT. Click here.
So,
actually, to the
this
your
might be a
exact point.
scam.
So he tweets about the baseball arrangement, and then he says, "I'm back too." And then also he says, "I've also got some sweet NFTs if anyone is interested."
Yeah. Read the details about the settlement here.
Yeah.
That's so good. I'm so fired up about this. Oh, I got to message Cam.
Coom.
Yes.
Coom, sorry.
It's always Coom. Coom will be very excited. Will you talk about this on Blue Jays Nation Radio?
Yeah, that's probably what we're planning right now. Is
Coom's going to Brazil on Saturday. Coom's got his hands full.
Yeah.
Coom is just living a life. I love it.
He's a vagabond.
He is a vagabond.
He's out there. He's the wind.
I can't wait to hang out with him in Toronto.
I miss him.
We got to go to Toronto.
Oh, yeah. He's the oiliest of the oily boys.
He's just such an interesting cat. Tyler is now checked out.
Yeah, completely checked out.
Totally.
Yep.
Oh, Tyler.
Blue Jays
Sweet
Nation
plum
Radio.
sauce
It is
loving Tyler.
I got to
Fine
tell Amber.
podcast.
She's going to love this.
Your Chuck clears
You know
up
what,
his
your
personal
Chuck? You need
affairs.
to be able to roll with the punches. You're live on the air, Playboy.
Yeah.
And it's real life.
He's de-rattled. Or he's
You
derailed
need to just
and rattled.
roll with the punches.
What, where were we about the Oilers game?
We were talking about just how well it went. And
Let's talk about the
Brad Malone.
nutbuster to tie it up at the end. That was a real kick in the
Absolutely
you-know-where.
get there. But Brad Malone, you got a first goal since 2015.
Yeah.
First point since 2016. Gregor's stat was he played 280 AHL games between NHL points. He is on the grind. He is the opposite of Tyler Remchuk.
He showed up like that. Like that was a hard work. Like because he scored.
That's a big boy goal.
And then that CC goal, like he was in the muck of all that.
Yeah.
Fourth line energy.
That was a
man.
great goal by Cece.
It was greasy. It was ugly, unlike Cody
What was
Cece.
he doing
which
there even?
Tyler
before that? I
Yaremchuk
was like,
confessed last night to me that he finds Cody Cece incredibly attractive, which I agreed with.
He
on the ice or off? I don't understand.
both.
Off Wanye. He is
shirtless.
Yeah, so he is a honorary suite in the All Abs team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
last
is he?
Yeah.
Well, he might be Scandinavian. We don't know this.
He could be.
He was an Adam Larson replacement in more ways than one.
We needed it. And Tyler needed it, as it turns out.
Tyler apparently definitely needed it.
And-
His thirst is quenched.
Bagged Milk's response to me when we were texting about it was also funny, but that can't be shared with the public.
Okay.
I've got a folder full of screenshots of Tyler that I like to send Tyler at the appropriate times.
Yeah, we were in the middle of a meeting. We were in the middle of a meeting today, and Bag Milk is airdropping stuff to your Remchuk.
I love airdrop. It's the greatest invention in the history of the world.
It was good.
If I'm on a plane, there's nothing I enjoy more than airdropping random shit to people.
It's receiving and giving random airdrops is so fun.
Very good.
It's the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's the original NFT.
Absolutely.
Ha!
Tyler, you back with us or no?
Honestly, I'm so fucking excited for the next
Oh
like
my
12
good
hours.
God, the Milwaukee Brewers are back in action.
So just so you get
the
it out of your
reality is-
system.
Gives a shit.
The Jays are actually going to be legit. So that's what's probably most exciting is that now they can actually make it happen.
I think so. ESPN, I think it was ESPN or The Athletic. They did this big article with like bold predictions for the next decade in baseball once the CBA is done. And Keith Law, who's one of like the big baseball writers, his take was this is going to be the decade of the Blue Jays, like multiple championships, Golden State Warriors level dominance. Like this is the run for Toronto baseball. It's going to be unreal.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, no pressure.
Back to the Oilers.
I believe in shit.
Back to the Oilers. Big that they got the 2 points and they earned it. Like that wasn't a game that you
That was a hell of
just
a game.
squeak out an OT winner or whatever. Like they deserved to win that game in regulation, but the refs were fucking blind.
That
Bullshit
hook,
at the end of the hook. What in the actual flying?
Survey
That was
Brett
like
level
some-
hooking, not missed call.
that was some 90s level hooking by Ovechkin on Hyman.
Well, you said he was water
When
skiing.
Ryan
That's
Whitney,
water skiing.
arguably one of the worst things that happened to the Oilers franchise ever. When Ryan Whitney's on the Oilers side, you know something's happened.
Everybody was on the Oilers side. Like Dangle was on it. Pete Blackburn likes dunking on the Oilers. He was on it. Like there's a bunch of guys who were just be like, I don't understand how this was not a penalty.
That was a big deal game because that was the TNT game, right?
Yeah, nationally televised.
So that's a big deal.
Good one, NHL. Good thing the entire
Good one.
American population got to see that. But
Well, they got to see Connor McDavid and then Connor McDavid score the overtime winner, which is, you know, the NHL head office's wet dream.
Yep, that as well. And him and Draisaitl with the big hug as well. And I talked about on the pregame show, one of the things I got fired up about was,
Hugging.
yeah, in a way, that is what I was fired up about. I was saying that
Yeah.
the Oilers don't get
Hug enough?
excited enough when they score.
I agree.
You watch other
Right.
games, and when teams score big goals, their players are going nuts, and the building's going crazy, and you know the light, like everything. looks
Draisaitl
so
has the
intense.
excitement level of a corpse.
Yeah. And I just feel like to get the team fully into like playoff drive mode, to show that you really do have that investment, goals should be celebrated more. And I felt like last night, they were like when Cece scored that goal, they were jumping on each other in the corner. The Brad Malone goal happened right in front of me at the game, and the guys were like really fired up about it. Then the McDavid goal as well. Him and Draisaitl seemed to like really embrace each other. I feel like that's a big part of this playoff run. They got to celebrate goals harder.
Yeah, that's fair. It creates positive vibes. There was definitely
There was good vibes.
there was in the building, like it just felt like, granted, like it's been a minute since we've been able to go to like a somewhat pre-pandemic version of an NHL game, but like it was buzzing in there the whole time. It was a vibe in there, and you could just feel the energy. Everyone was participating. Everyone was like super like jacked up when the Ukrainian singers did the anthem. And this kind of just set like that emotional tone for that game. So it was so good to be at. I was with a bunch of people that were from out of town, and I'm glad they got to see Rogers Place at its finest.
And to have the Oilers actually win it and not fall after what happened in the dying seconds is just cherry on top.
Oh yeah, they
Because if they had lost that game, man, it would have been dark vibes today.
it would have been a bad
1.8 seconds. Oshie, beautiful shot,
loss.
but they should have been on the PK in the first place.
Yeah, but like
It should have been an automatic goal. Like Hyman was almost on a B-way.
B-Way?
yeah, B-way, sure.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
B-way.
From a guy
B-Way.
who's telling stories that he wishes people hugged more and he sits a chair away from his dad. Like, what?
That's the B-way.
That's the B-Way.
That Oshie goal was
The
not
first one,
nice.
the first one I thought was really bad.
They were that one.
I didn't think it was really bad.
The short side one?
side?
The short side one where Oshie came down right
sorry, I
side.
thought you meant the Capitals' first goal of the game. Yeah, the Oshie one. He should have stopped that first Oshie goal.
Short side was gross.
Yeah, the short side one I had a problem with. The tying goal, I just thought it was a nice shot by Ozzy.
Yeah, but he's at the top of the ringette line. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Mikko Koskinen also stopped Alex Ovechkin on a breakaway earlier in the game, so I think he builds up a little bit of goodwill.
Let's unpack that for a bit. Alex Ovechkin decided to shoot it right into Mikko's glove, so it wasn't anything special.
No
Like,
love for Mikko
let's
for me
Okay,
today.
no, we don't get to do that. No,
Yeah,
we're not doing that.
We do get to do that. Mikko played great. He made some big saves, but do not give him credit for that save.
I'm giving him credit for it. I am giving
Did
him
he
credit.
save
How
the
do you
puck?
not?
Did he save the
Yes,
puck?
did Ovechkin score?
Yeah, but Ovechkin fucked up.
So?
But that's not because
he looks up and he's got a 6'7" fin he's got to beat.
But Mikko didn't stand on his head on that particular save, though. Like, you gotta, I don't like when goalies.
Jeez, your Amtrak. Lick the plum packet, for God's sake.
I don't. When goalies when the puck gets shot right in their glove without them moving it, and then they lift it up and like
Gets
fall
the fucking
over.
boys going.
It's fucking right, it does. But like, let's like, I just have to like. I'm obviously very critical of Oilers goaltending, but Mikko has been our best goalie this season. I will go now on the record and do it, but I will still rip him. Short side goal, terrible. High glove with 1.8 seconds left, terrible.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with
Ovechkin
that
save. That's just he was
stopped-
just there, but he made some big saves earlier.
He stopped 29 of 32. If Mikko Koskinen, if every game for the rest of the season, if he gives up 3 or less goals, the Oilers will make the playoffs. It's simple as that with this Oilers team.
Agreed. Like but yeah, no, agreed. But the concern is if we start playing him too much, can he sustain? And that's the thing that we always like. We've sheltered him pretty good this season ish, and he's put up a really good record. His save percentage isn't the greatest, but it's been adequate.
Take Mike Smith off the board. Tell Koskinen you're going to play some, but not all games, and get Skinner in there.
11 straight starts for Mikko in which he's given up 3 goals or less.
Yeah.
It's been since January 22nd, month and a half.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
But you just think the other team's shooting pucks right at him, so he doesn't deserve credit for it.
He's just getting in the way of too many pucks.
Yes.
That's his problem. No, Mikko, here's the game notes on Mikko Koskinen. He's got a horrific short side.
Yeah, well, that
He's got a terrible glove hand, but that guy has got some of the best legs. His low game is elite.
Those legs are very,
Just
very
tell the book on Koskinen out loud in the podcast. You don't know who's listening.
Yeah, Tampa might be listening to this.
That's the book. That is the book on Koskinen. So as long as they're not going like top cheese, Koskinen's got a chance. If you're shooting it right into his glove, he'll save it. He'll save that every time, Tyler. You don't think he will? I think he does.
That's funny.
I just don't understand why
stopping one of the greatest goal scorers ever.
One of the greatest goal scorers of all time fucked up. It wasn't Mikko made a great save.
Okay.
I'll give you some love, Mikko.
That's it. Great game, Mikko. That's the whole thing. But I'm just isolated to that one event.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you're such a positive Kool-Aid drinker. Wow. Okay. I've
been very critical of the goaltending. I was actually a big Mike Smith truther. And now that I've been burnt on that, I'm just a harsh goalie.
We're throwing in the towel on this whole Mike Smith thing.
Something. Yeah, I think so.
I'm over it.
Tell me if this is surprising you guys or not. I was chatting with someone the other day. I wouldn't call them like a source, but they work in the OEG organization. And they told me that Mikko Koskinen is loved in the room.
Oh, I could believe it.
I was a little surprised by that. I wasn't sure if like loved was the right term, but apparently like, no, they love Mikko in the room. Like he is a favorite.
What game was it last week or was it just last night? Him and Connor shared a very, very passionate hug.
Mm-hmm. Good gravy.
Very passionate. Yes.
Yep.
Which obviously
this is what
triggered
happens if you
your
don't win for a generation. Yeah. We have to make up fan fiction romance storylines.
Yeah. But
I'd watch that.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, but so I don't know what was the last night. Anyways, yeah. So I can see him being like, there's nothing wrong with Mikko Koskinen, the person. Like,
I think that if he was making half the money and he's your backup, that he's a decent backup.
I would love for him to be our backup.
Yeah,
I would love if he played 20, even if he played 25 games a year, I'd be happy with that.
So if you're in a cap crunch this summer, let's say you want to bring back Evander Kane. Let's say you offload Barry and you want to go get like an upgrade on defense.
Who's taking Barry though? Nobody's taking Barry.
Yeah.
You never know.
Would you be against 1 year, 1.25 for Mikko?
No.
But who's the other goalie?
Skinner.
We still need to see what we have in Skinner, which is why I think the solution is Mikko, your backup. If let's just say we're going off just what we know right now.
Yeah.
Because if Skinner comes and starts playing and he like becomes our goalie of the season, well, then that's a different story. But if it's current state, then Skinner is still number 3. Mikko 1.25. Thank you. And then insert starting goalie.
If I'm Mikko and I'm playing for that big of a haircut, it's not an Edmonton where I don't like people. People don't like me, and a big haircut. Hell, bells. I'll go to Florida or something.
But the thing is, no, I don't think anyone's going to pay him more than 1.5.
Yeah.
I don't think it would need to be about money at that point. It's like if I've already made my money, where am I going to go that I enjoy?
But if he likes the room and the guys in the room like him and he fits in within the confines of the dressing room, then does he really care if he's just the backup? I don't know. I think I do get what you're saying though. And I think I do kind of agree with you, but I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Well, I got to get hot dog's got to be buddies with his dog, Chili.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'll solve that.
That'd be the dynamic duo of.
That'll be that.
Yeah. They can go get their teeth knocked out together.
Mm-hmm.
Be besties.
It's like they're going to war.
Playoff picture for the Edmonton Oilers right now. They are
slightly improved.
They're sitting 1 spot out of the playoffs. They are 1 point back of the Dallas Stars, but Dallas has 2 games in hand.
And Miro Heiskanen is out indefinitely with mono.
Really?
Yeah. So their best defenseman's out.
Yeah. Wow. And then Klingberg wants out, but they'll probably now have to keep him. So that's their trade deadline acquisition, if you will.
And the Oilers play Dallas twice, I believe.
Yeah. So those are big games. Vegas is sliding.
And Robin Leonard's on a plane back to Vegas with an injury.
He's been injured the whole time.
Dr. Saravalli says?
The Golden Knights are claiming it's not the injury Frank reported on.
I sense there's a West Side Story between those two.
Yeah, you think?
The Golden Knights and Frank?
Yeah.
Did you hear Leonard's comments, Wanye?
I just sense it.
What?
Did you hear Leonard's comments the other day?
No, tell me everything.
So in Leonard's post-game press conference, like 7 to 10 days ago, someone asked him, they're like, oh, like, are you putting extra care into your body and your pregame routine with your injury? And he just looked at the camera and was like, I don't know, ask my doctor, Frank Saravalli. And basically everything Frank reports, the Golden Knights are shitting on. Like he reported they called about Fleury. Frank doesn't report stuff if he doesn't have it.
No, it was as we've learned.
Yeah, like Frank
doesn't so certain with his shit.
And the next day there's an article about Kelly McCrimmon saying those rumors are completely false, even though they're not. And then does Leonard have a torn labrum? No, he doesn't. Okay, well, Frank's saying he does. And now he's going back magically with a lower body injury.
You got to get that clip and lower shoulder for the show.
We should. What?
His lower shoulder?
Well, right. Like, and it's so vague. They aren't saying what the actual injury is. They're just saying
below his head.
It's a lower body, below his head.
Yeah.
Upper elbow.
The point being, Vegas could be sliding. Oilers are 2 points back of the Golden Knights, and they have a game against them. And Edmonton's 5 back of LA, and they have 2 games against them.
Goddamn LA.
LA's won 3 in a row. But the nice part is, like, 2 games against Dallas, 1 against Nashville, 1 against Vegas, 2 against LA. Like, you have 6 head-to-head matchups with the 4 teams directly in front of you.
We have to beat Tampa.
You need to go 15-8-1 down the stretch.
But we just need it.
Beat Tampa, like
that happens, and then the mindset just shifts.
Because then you're looking, if you beat Tampa on Saturday, that's a huge win. I agree with Jay. Mindset shifts, and then you're looking at a week next week of Detroit, Buffalo, New Jersey. Yeah. If you beat Tampa on Saturday, I think that puts you in a space to run the table.
They could run it. Well, and if they do that, well, then we're in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to put some wins together. It can't be 1 win, 1 loss, that kind of thing.
No, it's got to, yeah. So like we need a streak. We haven't had a streak in a while. So this is the stage is set to get through Tampa and go on a 5-0 heater.
Tampa's playing kind of towards the end of a long road trip, I believe.
Well, that's
in the middle of one.
That's what's nice. Like we got, thankfully we got Washington a little tired after a win in Calgary.
Yeah, beat Calgary.
Yeah, in regulation too. Yep. Thank you very much, Washington. And for that, we gave you a point.
So Tampa, unfortunately, plays in Calgary on Thursday. It'd be nice if it was Friday, but you can't win them all.
But so they went Chicago, Winnipeg. Oh, they're playing every other day. Yeah. So the lock of the century is if we don't beat them on Saturday, Vancouver will on Sunday. That's my prediction.
I'd like to see them beat Calgary in regulation.
I would love for them. Like, let's just humble them down a little bit. Like we were in that game.
Mm-hmm. That's the special teams let us down. In
game. Man. And special teams almost let us down last night. I don't know what is going on with our power play. It is a dog's breakfast.
What I want to know is what is the deal with Jeremy Kupel? Because he is the rising star around here these days.
Who the hell is that?
That's the video coach that keeps getting offside goals pulled back.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
oh boy. He's got more bloody
He's in the
wins
Vesna
than
conversation.
Our man is
Unbelievable.
dialed in. Not
Get
even
a jersey with
second
his
goes
number
by.
on it. That's funny.
We should do that. We should do a giveaway for that.
Yeah.
Jeremy
Team
Cooper
number
jersey.
69, which is a hilarious number.
Nice.
I tweeted, what do you think he says at his Hart Trophy acceptance speech?
Yeah.
So I had to take a screenshot yesterday. So I've got a confession. Stay tuned. But I've got the McDonald's app. And why do I have the McDonald's
I
app?
do too, 'cause I drink
Two
coffee a
reasons.
lot.
I want to study their app because we also have an app that we want to build out. And I also get McDonald's coffee on the days that Bread and Butter isn't open.
Yeah.
And I play hockey on Wednesday mornings at 6:30, and I always treat myself to a egg BLT McMuffin.
Oh, nice.
So I thought I may as well collect points for this. Well, I pull up. So when you go out there, you have to pull up your app and give them the code. Look at what my code was yesterday.
Nice.
6969.
6969.
Come on.
I had to take
What'd
a
you get, 10
screenshot.
free fries?
Yeah, it was a very enjoyable drive-through experience.
I
They
actually
just hand you the keys to the franchise. This is yours, sir.
I just collected my first McDonald's points today. Actually, I got a coffee.
How many
Lovely.
points on? You want to? Here, I'll show you.
392. I'm
392.
just starting.
Well,
It's in its infancy.
I don't want to dunk on you, but I'm going to pull up a big number.
Hey man, today's day one. Got to
No.
start somewhere.
Oh no! Hey man! It's you got exactly, but I'm just it's
You
not
got
dunking.
how many points in one day?
392.
I've got 14,000 points.
Good
Oh.
gravy.
Oh, I just unlocked a new thing. Oh, that's exciting. So
There you
now that makes me, I can get a Big Mac extra value meal now.
I got
Excellent.
9,300.
Well,
Oh, you have that
guys don't
too. Wow, this is a
You guys
full
don't
on
have to flex on
confessional.
me.
So I could, so 6,000. So I got 9,300, 6,000. I could get a McMuffin, a McDouble, a junior chicken, or a McFlurry.
Oh, did I use this
Delish.
last night? Full disclosure, I
Breaking news.
Oh, go ahead.
The Edmonton Oilers have extended defenseman Marcus Niemelainen for 2 years at a $762,000 annual value.
That's a nice.
This is
number.
what I'm talking about. Value.
That's a nice
This
number.
podcast is filled with breaking news today. It's exciting. being here.
Yes. I love Marcus Niemelainen.
What's the cap?
762.
It's a good number.
That's right at
Your
at
M-Chuck,
league
the
minimum.
strike's over.
Strikes over.
lot of
Nemo's
things.
Did you
back.
hear? And Niemelainen extended.
Nemo's going to be a dad here any moment, or already is.
Hey, that's a good day for him then. Having a baby, new contract.
Yeah, some cost certainty.
Gonna
for
put
things.
that.
He
Gonna put that
himself
baby
is
in some
having a baby,
Balenciaga.
yet he's still in the lineup.
No, they loaned him to Bakersfield because that's why they believe are his.
Yeah.
I like how
Fiancé
Phil Kessel
Wiggins.
got to maintain his Iron Man streak by playing a shift
That's
and
some
then bouncing for
gangster
his.
shit. I hate
Saraval-
Phil Kessel. That's a great story.
Saravalli says it cheapens the Iron Man streak.
Oh, is that why they
Oh,
did it?
Sarah Valley.
Yeah.
Man,
Thanks,
having
you
a
my
baby.
dog.
Oh,
Doctor?
you know what? No, it doesn't. Because you know how much effort went in to make that happen.
Yeah.
You had to get, let him be. That's a good story.
Who was it that got screwed over in his Iron Man streak by
Cogliano.
Cogliano by his
Cogliano.
former teammate
Oh.
George Peros.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And he could have beat it. He could have broke it.
Oh, he could have easily been.
Yeah.
But then now he's come out because obviously.
My counter argument to Frank was if Kessel doing that cheapens it, then the Flyers and Panthers only putting Yandel in their lineup and not healthy scratching him all those times to keep it also cheapens it. Like if it wasn't for the Iron Man streak, Yandel would have been sitting games at some point this year. But
Because
they
Yandel's
play
not
him.
playing very high minutes either.
No, and he's not good anymore.
You can't yandle it. Hey,
Chris Chalmers is here. Charles, what's up?
Wow.
can you yandle it? Oh,
Chalmers, this is a pop-in brought to you by DoorDash and Oodle Noodle.
Ding dong.
woo.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. I'm going to be ordering DoorDash tonight to celebrate the MLB lockout coming to an end. Chalmers, the big question, we've actually been debating this amongst ourselves for about 20 minutes. What part of the new MLB CBA excites you the most?
Oh my God, where to start? Am I right?
Am I right?
Smokes. Am I right? Well, I heard they get to use steroids again, so that's a plus.
Good,
That's
good.
good. Bring back the
Fingers
Bass
out the
brothers
park.
from McGuire and Sosa and Jose. I mean, that's when baseball was really electric, when everyone was going
Allegedly, in
yard.
Chalmers'
So
opinion.
steroid.
Something they're actually doing is making the bases bigger.
Why?
To accommodate
I
for the
saw
enlarged steroid feed.
Are they the boys getting
Yeah,
thick or what?
I
a
don't know.
wider girth.
They feel like it'll help them appeal to a younger demographic.
Well, I've watched games many a time and said, I wish these bases were nominally wider.
If there's one problem I have with baseball, it is that the bases are too small.
The narrow bases. Exactly.
If you want to
So the
win,
game takes 7 hours.
I'd like them to change the shape, maybe a hexagon.
if you want to get the kids involved, another way to get a player out is
NFTs?
if you can go up and kick him in the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Then he's out.
yeah.
Oh no, the warning track all made of trampolines. Some pawns in the outfield.
Yes.
That's gonna get kids tuning in.
There we go.
It'll get the people fired up.
Slam ball baseball.
I like the idea of the team that's hitting getting to put their own player in the outfield while they're batting.
I actually like that.
The
I would
outfielders?
actually like for the hitter hitting for his dad to pitch to him.
Yeah.
All the time.
Nice.
Yeah, all the time.
Like you're checking his dad.
But the dad
You
is
say
given
baseball-
a gross financial bonus if he gets his son out.
Yes.
You say baseball has to appeal to young people, man. That sport hasn't changed since like 1947. I don't know if that's what they're doing, making the bases bigger. You can tell it's a bunch of old men making those decisions.
They should go Squid Game and put random landmines in the outfield.
There we go.
Or just trapdoors.
No, like airbags. Have you ever seen videos where people like hide an airbag in somebody's chair and then they sit on it and they fly into the air like a car?
That'd be
airbag?
hilarious.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Everybody's having a good time with that.
Chalmers, your thoughts on the Marcus Niemelainen extension?
How long?
2 years, $6 million.
I love it. He's big.
What?
Yeah, love it. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Good thing he's
You're not worried about the $6 million cap hit?
No, $3 million. $3 million.
Oh, three, sorry.
You think $3 million is a good deal for Niemelainen?
Come on, Chalmers. It's a ruse.
I have no idea.
2 years,
And I'm not afraid to say
$750K.
it.
700 grand. Peanuts.
Yeah.
700 grand.
That's what we need. Rather than falling for all these dubious signings that we make where they're making $3 million a year, just get like 4 or 5 cheapos, man. It'll lessen the blow.
Well, we need to absorb some of that Daryl contract.
Yeah, Darnell's too.
Well, that was
that
just
one's
a
gonna
terrible
be-
game.
That one is not looking good right
That
now.
one is a rough one.
Goo.
It
That
hasn't
one
even
is-
started yet.
It's not
I
looking
know.
good already, and it hasn't even kicked in. Fuck.
Man, like when you sign a
good.
guy on the back of a heater like that with there and needs just so much time, I don't get it.
Well, so
He'll
I
go to Toronto. Don't forget, though, Dubas loves him, and so does Sheldon O'Keefe.
Dubas loves spending money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And so he'll
They're
get
gonna get Fleury though, aren't they? Toronto's gonna get Fleury. And
Campbell
that's
is
gonna
out.
fucking I don't say Edmonton needs to get Fleury, but that's just gonna piss me off.
don't think Fleury will go there.
Because I don't know.
Are we
he's
mad
a
that
man
the
on
Islander
principle.
goalie won't come here? How are we supposed to feel? What's the book say on that?
A little irritated. Like, come on, bro.
It's a little annoying.
That's the one thing that needs to get fixed in CB. I am sorry. This is a goddamn business, and it's the business of entertainment. You can't dictate where you can and cannot play. That is not cool. That's not cool.
Well, I've been to Long Island. That's a shithole.
I think it's fine.
Or
Why
you
is
should
it?
have had to
No, it's
play,
fucking
like-
bullshit. It's free enterprise. Fuck that. I like it is
But
the
the
worst.
GMs could just
thing.
stop giving it out then.
Or they just GMs are stupid for giving it out. But the thing is, it's a card they have to play.
Yeah. I would say put a limit, kind of like they do
No.
with retained contracts.
No, because the shitty thing is Edmonton's always going to be named, and that's not fair.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's not fair to you. You don't want it, eh?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it,
It's
Chalmers.
it's
Fucking
not
having
fair.
self-interest.
It's not fair to Winnipeg. It's not fair to Columbus. It's not fair to the other usual suspects. Like it's just not fair. Like if a two teams agree to make a trade, it should be allowed to happen. That is the business of hockey. Every team should have the same equal crack at getting a player as the other.
Are there no trades like this in baseball, Tyler?
No, there's no.
Exactly, because baseball's
There-
not stupid.
there's
even though
something
baseball
in-
is stupid.
There's something baked into the baseball CBA though, where like once you reach a certain amount of service time, but it's like for extreme vets.
That's
Once you've
fine.
reached some level of service time, then
Sure.
you can nix like
You can call your
in-season
shot.
moves. Yeah.
Sure.
But there's
Well,
not
that's kind of what I
like,
started saying. Like, if you're a vet, you played over 10 years or a certain amount of games, maybe then it kicks in for you. But I don't think a 5-year player should be able to do it. Maybe.
I think that's a great idea, actually, Charles. I think that's what it should be. Like 650 games. You can't have no trade protection until you've played 650 games in the NHL.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
That would make more sense.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hey, when did our top 2 players start looking like they're the goddamn Hanson brothers over here with no teeth? Look at that.
it looks good.
Maybe
They finally
everybody
look like
else on the
hockey
team should
players.
have a look at what it takes to win. Get some
looks
teeth
good.
knocked out.
I like it. I like to see everybody else get their teeth
It's
knocked out.
clearly
too.
working. Everyone, next game, every player is going to have a tooth knocked out.
Ryan
They're
McLeod's
not
been living
rookies
that.
anymore, Charles. They're men.
McLeod's been living that lifestyle for ages now.
Yeah, McLeod
I
is
was so happy that McDavid scored that overtime winner last night because
so glad he shot.
Yeah.
I
was worried he was
the
gonna
missed
pass.
penalties on him. Some of them were brutal, and like he was just getting cut. You could see nothing was working for him in the rushes, and he wasn't getting his quick shots away. So I'm glad he had success at the end of that game.
And the Charlie Conway triple deke too. I like it.
Yeah, never fails. Never fails.
Did we win some money yesterday, boys?
I've been getting my ass handed to me betting on the Oilers the last 4 or 5 games, so I took a night off, which I'm just regretting.
I put money on McDavid to score, and the book I used told me it didn't count because he scored an overtime goal. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's greasy.
Nice book.
Super greasy. It's the book you've been using recently.
Me?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Is that greasybet.net?
Yep.
pretty much. I'm livid.
Well, you get what you pay for.
That's the
there.
same one Calvin. That's the same one Calvin Ridley was used. Hey, Wanye, did you hear about this football player?
He got in shit and then he tweeted, I only bet $1,500.
Yeah, first active player. So first active player in the NFL to get caught kind of gambling on the sport that he plays. You know, some say it was on his own team. I just like the fact that the sports book was the one that ratted him out.
They
But
did.
like you would have to though, wouldn't
Oh
they?
yeah,
Also,
that's how they found out.
They're not going to risk their partnerships with the
Man,
NFL.
sports books used to be cool. You used to be able to kill someone at the casino in Vegas, and they'd help you get the body off the strip. Now look at them ratting on users.
I feel like there's no way he's the only player that played in the NFL this year that bet on the sport. There's no way.
man.
Oh, Hundy P.
No, but don't you think that the NFL was so opposed to having betting from the very for a long time? Didn't even want it mentioned in their broadcast. And all of a sudden, this is like they get into bed with the gambling and they have to adapt it because there's so much money in it. And it's like a perfect win-win situation for the NFL because they get a small enough nugget, like just a small enough guy, but they like lay the hammer down. So, they probably wanted one of these right off the bat and they needed it to be small enough that it didn't move the needle, but then they could lower the hammer to stop other players from doing it. I think the NFL is like happy about this.
Yeah,
getting it over with.
I bet you they are too.
I think players should be allowed to bet on their own team. I'd like to know that Leon has $500,000 on the game tonight. I feel like we're all in this together.
I saw people on Twitter kind of saying like, "Oh, the NFL's in bed with the gambling sites. You can't like punish players and say that like gambling's bad if you're in bed with them." But like, I'm just stunned more people don't realize why this is bad and why like if you're an NFL player, you can't bet on other NFL games. Like if you're an NHL player, you cannot bet on other NHL games. Like that is bad for the sport. And people are like, "Oh, but if the NFL is going to take money from blah, 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 then like they shouldn't be like suspending Calvin Ridley for a year." And it's like, how do you not see the difference here?
No, it's bad for everybody. If that thing is not hammered down, like think about some of the most vulnerable players in like the NFL, the kickers who are only making like $1 million, maybe, $500,000 to $1 million and have such a big impact on the outcome of a game, with missing some kicks here and there. And
especially with spreads.
Yeah. I mean,
So what you're saying is pay kickers more?
Yeah, you got to get them.
No,
get them off the take.
maybe.
Well, fuck. Might as well.
You pay them or the mob will.
Yeah, you pay them or they'll find another way to make money.
Yeah. I just couldn't see I couldn't believe the amount of people like mad about the NFL doing this. And I'm like, even what you said, Wanye, I know you're joking, but people are like, "Oh, if you're betting on your own team, who cares?" And it's like, because then what about the one game you didn't bet on your team? What do you know? Right?
They're going to lose tonight because they stink.
Yeah.
Like they had a big night out at the Pint downtown.
So you just can't do that. Like I don't know. And also if you're Calvin Ridley, why are you maybe he believed he did nothing wrong because he wasn't like with the Falcons at the time. But like, if you want to bet $1,500 on your team, you go to a friend in person, don't leave a paper trail, and you say, "Hey, look at this stack of $1,500.
You need a rat hole.
Cyber hacker.
Yeah. Like
You don't need to lay this out for people.
and that's why I think there are people in the leagues doing it. They're just smarter than signing up using their name on a sportsbook app.
Yeah, just poor form, isn't it?
In stonks, that's called a rat hole, Tyler.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's buying stocks off the market.
No, it'd be like if you knew something.
Yeah.
but you could not make a trade on that. So you gave me money and I made the trade.
Yeah.
And I took it.
Isn't it kind of like like people who work for a company getting money and buying shares in their own company though? Like they're like betting their own money that they're going to
insider trading. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why you can't do that.
That's why you need a rat hole.
Yeah, you need a rat hole.
You can do that.
You need a
can
blood
buy
boy.
stock in a company you work for, your own check.
But aren't there like rules
It
in
depends
place?
if you're privy to information. I can't buy Playmaker stock. I have to tell them if I want to buy more Playmaker stock. I have to tell them, and they have to look to see if I'm in a quote unquote blackout period, because I'm privy to inside information.
Huh.
Yeah, and like if you have like you do have some shares in Playmaker,
Yep.
and if you wanted to take them out, you have to like. There's a process. You can't just be like.
No, I think no. I can sell them anytime, but I refuse to. But
I thought there was like rules in place though.
There was a whole like a lockup period for 4 months.
Yeah.
So now it's
that shit's over your M check. I'm betting it all on the bloody Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep.
To win the match.
Hell yeah. I'm going to put
Thank
some money
God
on the Jays to win the
baseball's
World
back.
Series.
Woo!
I'll even do it.
You literally just broke that news to me. So the CBA is signed today. They're getting back to it.
Yeah, baseball's back. So
Where did they
basically,
get going?
there was an MLBPA executive board, and the executive board of 8 players, 6 of which are represented by Scott Boras, who sucks ass. But anyways, all 8 of the executive board were like, nope, we're not taking the deal. But they then have to go to the 30 player reps from around the league. And that vote was 26-4 in favor of signing the CBA. Players wanted to play. The executive board didn't want to.
So who lost? The minor leaguers? They don't get
the players always lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, the players always
I don't
lose.
even have to read it.
Baseball pod. I got to drop off. Real life. Take care.
Bye,
Thank
Wanye.
God baseball.
Lakers on the MJ. I would say that not knowing anything about this CBA in particular, the baseball owners seem to be the ones that constantly win. Well, I mean, we'll see, but they always seem to be the one, because they just canceled another series last night, which I saw.
They're playing all 162. Those canceled series were a bluff.
Yeah. There's going to be 40 double headers.
Or 6.
But there's already 34.
No.
They already play 34 double headers, and now they'll play 6 more. So now there's 40.
I don't think they play 34 double headers.
You don't think so, eh?
I don't think so.
Really? Like,
that's a lot.
I know it is. I can't believe you're actually looking it up.
Well, that's what I was like. You were oddly confident.
I almost had him believing.
He's
beginning to believe.
For the baseball nerds like myself, here's kind of the Coles notes from Jeff Passan. The MLB has a 45-day window to implement rule changes. Among them are a pitch clock, ban on shifts, and larger bases. A draft lottery to discourage tanking. The National League is adopting the designated hitter.
Wow, that's groundbreaking.
That would be a win.
I don't like that.
I'm on the fence about it.
Baseball's purest when your pitcher can hit.
Yes and no.
I'm sorry. It is.
How does that?
You know what?
What does that mean for what's his name there? The pitcher that also
Ohtani.
Ohtani? That doesn't matter for him.
He plays in the American League, so he only hits when he DHs.
All right.
But a guy like Madison Bumgarner, yeah.
That sounds backwards to me. I think that I think the National League should have adopted a no.
You mean the AL should have adopted no DH?
Sorry, yes, DH. Like I think that the pitchers should have to hit in both leagues across the board.
Watching pitchers hit sucks.
But learn to hit because when you have a pitcher who can hit, he's a unicorn. It's the best.
Yeah,
like Ohtani
you still could amazing. Though. You could sacrifice the DH spot and let your pitcher hit. There's no rule saying you have to do it. I just think the sport's more entertaining when you have guys who can actually hit. You have the option
of the DH, but you're going to forego it so you can just stand by your principles and let your puny pitcher hit.
Exactly. That's why this is good, because now we don't have to watch the puny pitchers hit.
Yeah, but I love who else? Oh, who else do I love?
Madison Bumgarner.
Arroyo could hit too. I liked him. Yeah, Madison Bumgarner. He can bomb, but he's not good. He's awkward, but he can. He's got some momentum.
They're going to limit the amount of times a player can be optioned in the minor leagues in a season. And I think opening day is going to be early April. So about a month from today.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Blue Jays Nation buzzing.
Yep. Already DM'd Coom. Get ready for BJN Radio.
Coom loves it.
How's Alibaba doing today?
Not good. Not good.
Everyone's working on some side projects during the podcast today, Charles.
Yeah.
It's been quite interesting.
Yeah, is he shopping on Alibaba or what the hell's going
No,
on
I'm
here?
looking at Stonks, Chalmers. Stocks
Oh,
are
wow.
on sale.
What other
right now.
fun
We're
stuff
gonna
you guys
launch a
talk about
stock
this morning?
podcast.
We should. God, that'd be good.
I'm big into. Well, I was big into commodities leading into all this mayhem, but I'm doubling down, and I've got a couple long plays I've just started to nibble away at.
Interesting.
Yes.
I have a little bit of money in my little investing account.
Excellent.
So maybe
That's
I'll
good.
ask for
Starts
some
with
advice.
$1.
And then it ends with 50 cents.
That's right.
Or $1.50.
Well, and especially in your TFSA, that 50-cent loss is tax free.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's the best.
It's best.
This podcast flew by.
What?
What did you guys talk about before I
It's
got
because
here?
you've been in this cloud and totally not even on the podcast.
I'm
Absolutely.
honestly, I have to curl tonight, but when I'm done curling, I'm going to be playing MLB The Show for the rest of the evening. Oh, I'm so excited.
Talking about
You
Oilers'
know what?
big
I'm
win
happy
last night,
for you.
Chalmers.
It's nice to feel excited.
It's so nice.
It
Thomas,
was a
you
big
watch the
win,
game?
Bag Milk. It was. I agree.
I might cry.
I'd like to watch that.
Amber was just texting me saying we can book our trip to Toronto now. We're doing a trip this summer.
Can I come?
Sure.
Yeah, we should go.
We're going to do
I've
Toronto.
never been to a Jays game.
But
I'd love to go.
let's not tell them we're coming.
Yeah.
Just show
Yeah,
up.
That's a good idea.
Going to do
You're in
Well, at the
Yeah.
most inappropriate time.
Set up a fantasy baseball league for real life. I want to play fantasy baseball again. Not a weekly start, not a daily.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that. If there's any diehard baseball fans listening, let us know.
I want it.
I think Surveyor Brett Surveyor Brett used to like coach AAA baseball.
Of course he did.
He's probably in on this.
He's a man of the people.
Anyways, Amber and I have this trip where we're going to go for 4 days down to Toronto and do like 2 or 3
Gonna watch
Jays
the
games.
Argonauts?
And then we're going to go zip down and catch a Bills game.
No Argonauts.
When? In September?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. It'll be September.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'm so excited. She's very excited.
I want to go to a TFC game.
I'd like to go to that too.
Yeah, I would do TFC.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to a lot of sports
It's a
events
good
that I
thing.
haven't done.
Well,
Soccer,
now we can
Are
again.
you-
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to a Cleveland Browns
I
game
was
again.
surprised, and this is just general commentary from myself, not saying I'm on either side of this. But I went to the Oilers game yesterday, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to bring my mask anyways. Because I kind of felt, I was like, I bet
Yeah.
you there'll be like a general vibe of people wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I would say 95% of people were not wearing their mask.
Yeah.
And I didn't wear mine.
Yeah.
But it still felt weird. But I
Well,
didn't wear it.
it's like the first day.
It is, right?
Not mask. So
Yeah.
it feels weird to not have something on my face.
And like to see a lot of other people.
Because then you can't do the thing too that you've been doing for the last year, like licking your lips and making weird faces. People can see you now.
Yeah.
Saw that at
"Fuck you"
Safeway
to
the other day.
strangers.
Just a lady was in the produce section making weird faces.
Just
and I
going
was
full Pugliari.
She was doing, more or less, but you could tell she'd been used to wearing a mask and she was not. Like, see that shit now, people.
If you could lick your nose, you probably would lick your nose all the time.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd lick my eyebrows. Why not? You can almost do it, Tyler.
Oh, yeah. Can you touch your nose? Oh, it's
It's right there.
so close.
It's right there.
It hurts though. It hurts to do it. I just realized I caught that on video. Waz, don't clip that.
Waz, clip that.
Absolutely clip that.
Was I need that as a still image, was.
Yeah, that is a.
Before we wrap up, got to give some love to our friends at Twig and Berries. Spring is coming. Baseball is in the air.
Shout out Twig and Berry's model, Brad Stepanko.
Yeah, baby.
Anyways, continue on.
Anyways, Twig and Berries got a bunch of great stuff. I know it's like minus 25 out, so maybe you want to shop their ODR gear, or maybe you're like me and you're excited for spring and you want to see some of their nice stuff. Perfect for sitting fireside. That's the vibe.
Or any season, just stock up on some nutsacks.
Nation 15, promo code Nation 15 gets 15% off. twigandberries.ca.
So last night, sorry, I know you want to wrap this up, but I got a story. So last night I was at the game and I was very fortunate to be in the Fly EIA box.
Whoa, cool.
With I was on board duty for Explore Edmonton. There was a big delegation from Destination Canada. So they wanted some board members there to, befriend them, tell them about the city, tell them, just.
Did you wear an Oilers jersey still?
Oh, I was Oiler head to toe.
Nice.
So then, they kind of hear kind of what.
To wear a mask?
No. So then they ask. So anyways, then everyone kind of wants to know what's the nation? What's the nation? And one of my examples, because I'm like, it's a community. It's a community. I'm like, so much so that we have this amazing podcast partner who has taken this amazing community member and has now made them their model. And I'm like, this is the guy. This is what he does. This is what he's known for. This, this and this. And then I'm like, that is the nation.
It really is.
Like, it's such a beautiful collaboration. I love it. That's a good move. Great for Brad. Good move for Twig and
Sponsored
Berries.
athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Nation trip to Calgary.
Oh yeah.
That's what the nation's about.
I think we're about 50% sold. I know we
so
launched it
excited.
late.
I have two friends. One of my friends who I haven't even seen since high
It's a
school.
reunion.
You have two
High school
friends?
reunion.
He
Chalmers,
DM'd me. He's like,
Chalmers,
I'm coming.
March 26. Please
Chalmers, you
come.
should come, man.
You got to come. Let's have a time.
I've
Singapore Sam's.
got so much
Okay.
energy bundled up into me that has not been expressed since we were in Jasper. And it's coming out on March 26th.
Salvador was
promise
losing
you.
all of its shovels.
That weekend is my beer league playoffs. So round one of my beer league playoffs. Game one is like Thursday
That's unlucky.
or
They'll be missing
Wednesday.
you then.
Game two is Friday. And then it said game three, either Saturday or Sunday. So I emailed the league and I was like, hey, can you put down next to our team name that we can't play Saturday night? And they were like, we probably can make that work. So I'm in for
Nice.
Calgary.
Nice.
Bag Milk, are we rooming together?
I told you, I'm going to accept bids on who
I
is the
spent
highest
all
bidder.
my money on a Canva
To be
premium
my-
account.
$15 a month is an expense.
Mhm.
If you're lucky, you'll be my roommate. I know Rick is also vying for the job.
Oh.
Fuck, Rick's coming. That's a good point.
Well, you can just go 4 in a room. You guys can go 4.
Who am I going to room with then? If it,
I said you guys can go 4 in a
I know,
room.
but if Bag Milk does end up with Rick and I don't have anyone,
Well,
I'd
you
like
know
to
what?
see you-
can Liam come?
We'll auction it off for someone to stay with you. In support
Boy,
of.
I don't want to leave that up to chance.
In support of you name the charity and what's the price? $500?
Yes, room with your Chuck.
Room with your M-Chuck. I can assure you.
Oh my God.
I can assure you it'll be a good time.
You do not want to do this.
We will make sure that he is in a good place for
You want
entertainment.
to get puked on?
Yeah. Or at least near yourself.
We're going. So that's the key. So we're going to the game.
Mhm.
We're going to go out after the game. We're going to go to Singapore Sam's and get there at 1:58 so we can just do a massive red wine order.
Yep.
Just under. Yeah. And then we're just going to crush a bunch of Chinese food. And then we're
What
going
a-
to go,
what
and
a
then,
pairing that
and then
would be.
we're going to send your Remchuk and his lucky guest back to their room, and amazing times are going to ensue.
Chalmers, I'd love if you came on this one.
Yeah, you got to come.
So
Charles.
here's what happened last night. My nephew that lives in Calgary, the golfer that I talked about on this podcast before that I play golf with, who I have to just say one thing because I'm proud of him, but he got accepted to Western Illinois. He is now a leatherneck on a golf scholarship.
Cool.
So Div 1 golf
Div 1.
scholarship.
Oh,
Really cool.
that's big
Anyway,
time.
yeah, he messaged me and asked me if I was coming. I looked at my calendar and I hate to say it, but I am taking a vacation at that time because it is spring break for the kids.
Oh.
So I am going skiing in Fairmont and Panorama. So I cannot come. I know. I'm sorry.
I cannot
I'm
wait.
sorry.
I can already taste the chiladas on the bus.
What time will we be back on Sunday?
9 p.m.
That
When are you leaving? When do you leave?
We leave
Noon?
Saturday morning at like, no, it's at like 10 or 11.
last year we left at noon, or last
I don't
time we
remember.
left at noon.
Yeah, maybe we leave around noon and then we get back at like
3,
4 o'clock.
Something like that.
So
Yeah.
I should be able to make a beer league game that evening.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, and you'll be in fighting shape as well.
You'll be in great shape.
You'll
for
be
that.
hydrated. You'll be emptied for sure.
So before we wrap up, when we started recording the podcast, I put out a tweet that said, we're recording an episode of the pod right now. What do you think we should talk about? And I want to go back now and see if we nailed anything. If what people
I'm sure we
thought
did.
we'd talk about, we would.
Yeah.
Surveyor
I
Brett
will say I doubt
responded.
it.
Surveyor Brett responded with a picture of Jay and a massive piece of pizza.
He
Well,
did eat a whatever. This
and he
was.
said, talk
It was
about
delicious.
this.
How did he get that photo?
I don't know.
That's from, Mandrick posted it. That's why. That's from a ski trip. That is a half a delicio that I am just making love to.
I responded to the tweet I sent out and said new MLB CBA. So we did talk about that.
So, but
Little
we did.
insider trading right there.
So metaphorically, we talked about that because we talked about late night eating after the game, and that's
Sure.
exactly what that was.
Yeah.
Red wine and Singapore Sam's is going to be a real.
Oh, and then they probably got the good stuff too. We might have to hit a liquor store and see if we can pay a
little
minor
BYOB.
corkage fee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Before-
the best part about Singapore Sam's is they sell it by the box. Guaranteed.
Electronic Jordan said recaps and reviews on the fights that he sent to Chris Chalmers.
Oh yeah, you know what? He keeps sending me the one from San Jose with the Nashville Predator fan. I realized, you know what I didn't really realize about watching fights in the stands is I don't like watching them fight. Like I don't like watching it because
Unless
This
it's a
poor guy,
Sons and
this
Four situation.
it's just like 8-on-8. This thing is out of control. I can't tell what the hell's happening. I never get to see who started. It's hard to break down.
Other questions Electronic Jordan set in. Is Chalmers still in the con set? No. Did anyone watch Survivor last night? No.
I've been out since season 2.
Wilson
Yes,
to
me
the
too.
Broncos. Are they a real threat in the AFC West, Chalmers?
Jerry Judy.
Jerry Judy season. All right. So there we
Carson
go.
Wentz to the Commanders.
Are they a real threat? No.
Yeah, really?
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Indianapolis for the 9th straight or something season, 8th or 9th straight season, is going to have a new quarterback starting the season. They've never started the year with the same quarterback.
Luck. It went luck. He got hurt.
You don't
guy.
need to.
Then
You
luck.
don't need to do that.
No. Your Remchuk was making the eyes, and I know what
I
he
was
was
just
thinking.
trying to think. I was like, I thought Andrew Luck was their quarterback for like a few years.
He got
so-
injured. He got injured after his first season and didn't start the second season, although he did take over a couple games in.
All right. Well, we could probably wrap this thing up, hey?
Yes.
Sure.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. So check out the Bagmonk's going to be making sure that the BOA trip is on social. Did you turn us off already?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, so follow us on social if you don't already.
Or just go straight to backsideTours.com. Our trip is right on the front page. Come on.
Come join us. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Trust me.
I can't wait.
There's a lot of pent up energy. If
I've got
last
so
night
much.
was the litmus test for what that bus ride could be in terms of what the vibe was in that building, that bus is going to be fun.
I can already see myself in the alumni lounge.
To anybody that wants to, like, they're like, oh gosh, I really want to hang out with the guys like you guys. And when it's like a peak performance, I don't want it to be lame. I don't want them to be working. The fact that they're going to Singapore Sam's means it's going to be peak everybody.
Oh yeah, it's
Because
peak everybody. And we'll shoot all of
you
our
cannot
content on the
be
bus on the way down.
Unless you go there.
I'm going to be a mess.
And then your Remchuk just needs to notify us which charity he's supporting, but and it's going to be it's going to be a room with one bed.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be the ultimate plot
One
twist
du-
is you're going to
one
auction off, because my dad's been itching to come on a nation vacation. You're going to auction this off. My dad's going to win the auction. My dad's going to go on the trip.
And then I'll make you
Great.
sleep on the floor.
You know, perfect. Local charity wins. That's all that matters.
All right. That's going to do it for another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Shout out to the HGA Group, our title sponsor, PointsBet Canada, DoorDash, Oodle Noodle, and Twig and Berries. Check out the Nation Vacation, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our
Recording
nonsense?
stopped.
Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.